Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interactions. We have the 2020 feature, Sports with Brian Camp, and Entertainment News with DJ Pete. So settle in with coffee in hand, and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning. Hi, how are you? Here we are once again, another Friday. Hi, how are you? Here we are. And we get your feedback here. So I got to check out my feedback. I don't know where it's coming from. We're going to fix it right away and see. It's terrible. It's terrible. We'll see what we can do about it. Let's fix that right away. There we go. We got that fixed. Technical problems, they happen every once in a while. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this day. Today is Friday, thank God, TGIF. And of course, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And we get together each week. Each week at this time, every Friday. And we get together and we have a lot of fun and we indulge in conversation and get you involved in conversation as well. And those of you who are joining us for the first time, well, here's how the show goes. Normally when we come on, we don't have that feedback. It comes back, that happens, sometimes it happens, technical difficulties, as they call it. But we do come on, and we come on live and on time each week. And the purpose of the show to get you involved in how we do that is that if you like to join us in conversation, you could do that just because we're on live. All you have to do is use your keyboard on your phone, your computer or your tablet. Let your fingers do the walking, type in whatever you have to say, and I'll see you right there on the big screen, and I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. All ways that I start off the conversation by doing so. And by doing the conversation, starting it off, that will give you time to think whatever you want to say and type it in there. Join in anytime you like, even right now if you want. Join in anytime you like. You want to say hello, we want to say hello to you. We would like to greet you personally. And also, if you want to add something to the show, you want to request something to the show while we can talk about it. As far as the topic is concerned, all you have to do is let us know what you want to talk about, and we will indulge you in conversation as well. We come from 3 different places, as you already know. We're live on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and live on Instagram as well. So I want to say hello to everyone that's out there and giving us a chance to be in your homes or at your work, around the water cooler. Those of you who are on the Eastern time zone, you're probably at work right now. And if you are, hopefully that you are on your coffee break. You want to take that 15-minute coffee break, do so. But take that 15-minute coffee break and take it at your desk and watch the show at the same time. So when the 15 minutes is over, you don't have to travel anywhere. You're right there and you can still enjoy the show and work at the same time. That's something like we used to talk about as multitasking. So there you have it. On the show, ladies and gentlemen, we have our regular forum that we do in conjunction with interacting with you. We have sports coming up, the 2020 feature, 20 after the hour sports with Brian Camp. He will be here live from Charlotte, North Carolina, and you'll get a chance to see him. And if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, you'll get a chance to see him. But if you're watching us on Instagram, you'll only hear him. We don't have that luxury to present him on the screen. But nevertheless, he will be here and he will bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports. That's on Sports Update, and that's coming up pretty soon. And remember that all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, The Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast publication. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So why don't we raise our cups and get ready to kick off the weekend? And excuse me while I shoot up. Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible. Nothing like that first jolt of the day. Well, you're just walking in. I see people are coming in, so I just want to say hi to you guys. Thank you so much for being along with us. There's a lot to talk about. As I said, sports, entertainment news. Now, in conjunction with all of that, with the 2020 feature. Later on in the program too, I have movies. Of course, a lot of you like those classic movies, Turner classic movies, right? I'm a big fan of classic movies. And so each week, what I like to do is make sure that you are supplied with some of the movies that you want to catch up with. I know that on the weekends, you might want to do something special, whatever it is, but you might want to include catching up on some of your favorite movies you haven't seen in a long time. So my job right here is to add to some of those collections that I think you may like. So that's coming up later on in the program, and so many other things too. We've got it all coming up right here on the Coffee Hour. Yes, it is Friday, and we've got weather to do for you. Now, those of you who are going to join us in conversation, please give us your weather report. It's not a mandatory thing that you must do when you come here, but it's something that we would like to ask you for, because we want to compare notes with the weather here that we have here in New York, the weather in Charlotte, North Carolina, the weather in Portland, Maine, or the weather wherever you are around the country or somewhere around the world. We would like to know that. So give us that information, and we really would appreciate that. That's all coming your way right here. And as I said, summer is on its way, right? Now, last night, we were supposed to get a lot of rain. It didn't happen. It never materialized. So I am guessing that we may get a curveball thrown at us, even though the weather doesn't say that. And I'll give you that in just a few minutes, because those of you who are watching from New York, in the New York area, in the vicinity of New York City, don't worry about giving us your weather, because I'm going to take care of that for you. I will supply that for each and every one of you. But we didn't get that rain last night like they said we would. We were supposed to get a lot of rain. And the temperatures yesterday went up in some place in the 70s here in New York. It's gotten warmer. And so it kind of gave us some kind of, threw us a curveball, but it was a good curveball. And the weather is a little cooler today here in New York. And then somewhere in the middle of the week, we go back into the 70s. So slowly but surely, we're getting things going with that. But make sure that when this weather comes in your area, when you start coming out of the cold weather into the warmer weather, do things slightly, take it easy, do things gradually. In other words, you just don't want to come out swinging. Weather gets hot, you don't automatically change with it. Wear a jacket, something that's bearably warm enough and not cold enough to wear, something that's in between the cold and the warm weather, a little bit at a time. Yesterday I saw a lot of people in their short sleeves and tank tops. Would you believe that? Not ready for that just yet. I wouldn't do it. Anyway, thank you so much for being along with us. And we've got a lot of things that come down on the news front, a lot of things in the news that happen. You already heard about it. We mentioned some of the items last night on the show. Now, one of the things we're going to be talking about is that 345/666 Beast Incarnate. We're going to try to throw that in there, because we didn't finish the topic last night. The as they call it, 345/666 Beast Incarnate. A lot of you know him as Donald Trump. Well, he was arrested and arraigned in court this week, and we're going to talk more about that. It was a sight to see, and of course, a lot of things you see on TV is just like unbelievable. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about too is that former Vice President Mike Pence is not going to fight the DOJ subpoena that's going to be coming his way, and that's in the frame of the January 6th insurrection probe. And so what's going to happen is that he is going to have to go under oath, and then he's going to have to spill his guts. Maybe not his guts, because as far as I'm concerned, he didn't really have much of it. But this is a sudden turn, because before, remember what he said, that he was not going to honor that subpoena. He was just going to bypass the subpoena. I don't know what made the switch or made the turn, but that's what's going to happen. So when that date comes around, when he has to go in to testify or whatever it is, he's going to have to spill everything that he knows, or everything that we thought he knew, or whatever he was hiding over the years, he's going to have to let that go. So if he's going to honor that subpoena, he's going to have to be there and can't lie on this one. Contempt of court, can't do that. So we'll wait around and see what that's happening too. And the other big news is kind of a sad situation. I was on it all day yesterday. I was just watching it all day. In Tennessee, you know, we had 3 representatives in Tennessee. Representative Justin Jones, Gloria Johnson, and Justin J. Pearson. Now, these 3 individuals were up for to be expelled, and 2 of them were expelled. One missed it, survived it by 1 vote, by the way, I may add. And they were expelled. These 2 individuals were expelled just by working with their constituents, going out there and protesting peacefully because of this situation with the mass shooting in Tennessee. Remember that? They had that mass shooting in Tennessee, which we lost 6 people, and 3 of them were 9 years old. 3 were adults. 1 was a custodian, 1 was a substitute teacher, and 1 ran the school. All right. And let me give you the names of that. Mike Hill was the custodian. He got killed. He was a custodian. Catherine Kuntz was the one who runs the school, and Cynthia Peak was the substitute teacher. Those are the 3 adults that got killed. The children that got killed, the 9 years old, and babies. We could still call them babies. They're only 9 years old. Evelyn Evelyn Dyakhouse, William Kinney, and Hallie Scruggs, all 9 years old. Hallie Scruggs was the daughter of one of the ministers, because this was a religious school. So he was the daughter of that minister. And these 3 kids were killed, all 9 years old. And that was the purpose of this whole thing. These 3 representatives from Tennessee, they wanted to come out and support the young people. Now, young people are coming out, and these young people are coming out because they're afraid, and you can't blame them. They're coming out. They're going in, they're coming out. They want to know what's happening. They're afraid to go in, thinking they're going to be shot up. People go into these schools with these rifles that are military style, what they call the AR-15. And this individual, who was, they say, mentally ill, but she went in and she had 7 guns, but she used the AR-15 and came in there and shot up. And she could have shot more. It could have been more killed, but there were only 6. And I say only 6, that's 6 too many people that were killed. And you already know that in our schools today, it's not a safe haven as it should be, and it used to be. Schools were a safe haven. Mothers and fathers take their kids to school knowing that when they leave them there, they're going to be fine, they're going to be safe until they come back and pick them up after school. And this is no longer the case. And ladies and gentlemen, we have let our children down. We are letting our young people down. And these representatives were doing exactly what they were paid to do. They're working with their constituents. Now, I understand there's some kind of law, or is it a policy that they can't go out and do that, but they did it anyway. And the 2 that got suspended were 2 black males, as Justin Jones and 2 justices, Justin Jones and Justin J. Pearson. Gloria Johnson, who was white, she dodged a bullet. She didn't get suspended, or she didn't get reprimanded or anything like that. But the fact is, if she had, would have been losing her health insurance, they say. But she didn't get there. But these 3 are still working together. They're still working together as one body. And the question was posed to Gloria Johnson, one of the news members, posed the question to Gloria Johnson. What was different that her constituents were taken down or suspended, or not suspended. The other words I want to use was, I guess, yeah, suspended, yeah. Suspended or terminated, whatever it was. And she even said it herself. She said it herself. It was because the color of the skin. She said it herself. It was on the news. She said it herself. And so it goes back to the people in Tennessee, the capital of Tennessee, the people with the gavels, hitting the gavels and saying, this is it. And it was something when I was watching this yesterday, and I heard that these people were going to be suspended or expelled. That's the word I want to use, expelled. And when they said these people were going to be expelled, now I didn't know. You know, I was thinking maybe they would all be expelled. And then when they expelled the first one, who was Justin Jones, and he was the first one to go to make his speech, and then got expelled, voted out, and Gloria followed him. This was the order. Gloria followed him, and she dodged it. So she's still in. And then Justin J. Parsons got expelled. And I didn't get that news until I got on the air last night when I was doing Talk Back Live. And now everyone is saying, they're all saying, and it's just clear to me that this is like a racial situation going down. And so the people with the gavels, the people in the House, they're saying, no, that wasn't the case. Now, the thing that got to me is that all three of these people together, and they're working together, and they're going to continue to work together. That's the whole deal. These three are going to continue to work together. I think they're all doing a marvelous job together, except one was not expelled. So she kind of dodged that. But the other two are. So the other two that were expelled, they vowed that they're still going to come out with these young people and demonstrate, and they're not going to run away from anything, and they're still going to be there making their voices heard, making their presence known. They're still going to be there. And Gloria Johnson is going to be working with them as well. Now, you would think that a situation like this, if this is a rule, when they're saying, okay, you can't do that, it would have made a lot of sense if all three were expelled, but just only one wasn't expelled. And because they were all doing the same thing, they all did the same thing, nothing harsh, nothing, it had nothing to do with violence or anything. It was very peaceful. And all three of them went out and protested with these young people. They all did the same thing, but it just happens that these two individuals, the two Justins, were expelled. All right, there's a lot of people that have to make a lot of statements, and there's a lot to be answered for. There's a lot of questions that we're having. You go on the news and people are still wondering what it was. They don't want to come out and say this is a racial situation, but we already know that. You know, think about it. Think about it. And so the people in Congress and these lawmakers, they're seeing the side that, well, we're going to shut these guys up. They're shutting them up. Why? Why are they shutting them up? Because they're coming out and they're just being vocal. See, people don't like when you're vocal. They don't like that when you're vocal. And the three of these people, Jones, Johnson, and Pearson, they all did the same thing together. They all were together. The three of them, they were the three amigos. They all worked together, and just two got expelled. And so there's going to be more talk about that. People are going to be talking about that. But these two individuals, the two Justins, are still going to be out there. They're going to still be visible. You'll still hear their voices, and they'll be out there, and they will, continue to voice their opinions and what have you. But we've got to work on this. because a lot of these lawmakers on the Republican side, they're beholden to the NRA as well. You know, keep in mind that no one wants to take their guns away from them. They only want gun control. And that's what's happening here. And so democracy has failed us. It has failed us completely. And this whole thing is not over. It's not over, not by a long shot. You can fire a person or you can expel a person. You can do whatever you want to do. But they're going to making a point to make sure that they're going to have their voices be heard, and no one's going to stop them. And frankly, I don't blame them. That's the way it's supposed to be. No one is supposed to stop anyone from doing anything they're supposed to do. So we'll keep all of that information, and when we get more information, we'll keep it coming and we'll let you know more about that. Okay. You're just joining us. It's now 20 minutes past the hour. It's time for Brian Camp. He's coming along with us with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. How you doing, Brian?
Doing fine. You know, it's just so crazy how what person needs an assault rifle for? It's out to crush and to kill people. The police department, for one. What do you need it for? What is it? Why do you need it for? It's a deadly weapon to hurt intentionally people, others. I was listening to CNN this morning. Martin Luther King Jr. the third was on there and talking to Don Lemon and to the other two co-hosts, and he was saying that the two men that was expelled, it was such an amazing thing that if his father was alive today, he would be so happy to see young people like that, 27 years old, fighting for the right thing. Don't be on the wrong side of history. You know, don't be on the wrong side of history. The lady who was spared the one vote did say it's clearly racism.
I mentioned that. Yep.
Yeah, and I know a lot of the people who are not people of color always says, does it always got to be about racism? Yes, clearly, if you've been in my shoes or your shoes, you will see in some ways we still living in the Jim Crow era, believe it or not. We are. Have we made progress? Here and there? But come on. I'm happy that one of them was spared, but clearly, we're talking about Tennessee. Before I start sports, I want to say I saw a thing on today. Ricky Smiley has made a suggestion that the University of Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, and the Memphis Grizzlies should boycott their games for what happened at Nashville. I said, wow, you're talking about sending a strong message? Money would be lost. Owners would lose their money. If they, sports teams have a lot of power. A lot of people don't know that, but we'll talk about that more.
Tennessee was the state where the Ku Klux Klan started.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So racism is still there. But good morning to you. Good morning to Pete. Good morning to Warren and everybody out there listening. I greet you good morning on a Good Friday. Good Friday. Today is Good Friday. This is Holy Week, as it's called. As you know, we celebrate the of our religious beliefs of Jesus coming into Jerusalem and gave up his life on this day and rose again 3 days later. Those who believe in that. So happy Good Friday to whoever is our believers. But it is heavily raining out here in Charlotte. It is 61 degrees. It's only going to go up to 71, but it's going to be a downpour They said 100% rain across the board throughout the day and tomorrow, at least the first half of tomorrow. So it's going to be a lot of rain. You might as well stay home. Stay home, turn on your TV, watch TV, take a nap, because this is the type of weather where you sleep and you get a nap and you feeling good, and just watch NBA basketball, watch all the sports and movies that you need. Congratulations to the LSU Lady Tigers winning the women's championship. That was this past Sunday, last Sunday, 102-85. That was a great game. I'm going to talk about that, more about that game in a moment. And congratulations to the UConn Huskies winning the men's bracket, beating San Diego State 76-59. The last game, for the men's game, it wasn't that much of a game until like towards the tail end when San Diego State tried to make it a game, but it was clearly dominated by UConn. And so congratulations to that. College basketball is now officially over. We move into the NBA, where the playoffs are about to start. The regular season is going to end tomorrow, on Sunday. And the seedings, we're waiting for the seedings to be set. And Major League Baseball is on hand. Check your local listings, see if your team is playing in your market. Today, this day, April 7th, the NFL adopts free substitution rules, helmets made mandatory, and a 10-game schedule for all teams. 1969, the LA Dodgers' Bill Singer is credited with the first official save against the Reds. 1969, Ted Williams begins managing the Washington Senators. In 1970, the Milwaukee Brewers, formerly known as the Seattle Pilots, lost their first game to the Angels 12-0. 1977, the Major League Baseball's Toronto Blue Jays first game, they beat the Chicago White Sox 9-5. And 2019, on this day, Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki, who was just been named as Hall of Famers, also retired on the same exact day. And Magic Johnson quits as the Los Angeles Lakers president as well. Birthdays, 1859, Walter Camp, no relation. I checked that out, no relation. Walter Camp, father of American football, was born in New Britain, Connecticut. Wow, who knows? But I doubt it. In 1954, Tony Dorsett, NFL Hall of Famer, Heisman Trophy winner, was born in Rochester, Pennsylvania. And in, let's see, 1960, James Buster Douglas, former heavyweight boxing champion, was born in Columbus, Ohio. And in 1975, Rondé and Tiki Barber, the twins, football twins. One was a quarterback, one was a running back, was born in Roanoke, Virginia. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a rainy, gloomy first half of the weekend. That's going to be.
Yeah, we were supposed to, that rain that you have right now, we were supposed to hit it in New York last night, and we dodged it. Didn't happen.
Okay, well,
but I'm something's going on. Something's going on. Something may hit us later. I don't know. It doesn't say forecast, but we don't know just yet. We don't know just yet. But
I have a bone to pick with the First Lady of the United States of America.
If she doesn't hear it on one show, she'll hear it on the other.
Oh, she's going to hear it. Word is going to get around that is, they're going to take somebody from Facebook or somewhere, Instagram or wherever, or Zoom is going to take a clip of what I'm about to say, and it's going to go straight to the White House. I'll probably have some Secret Service men going to knock on the door. But Dr. Jill Biden, stay in your lane. Okay, I'm pretty sure your husband of the United States, he might have had said something to you to stay out of this. When a professional or college team wins a championship, they invite it. The loser is never invited, Dr. Biden. Please don't make that invitation come, because it's only for the winners. Now, the lady from LSU, Angel Reese, had was not going to come with her teammates to the White House, but she had a change of heart and said that she will appear. You know, it's just you know, and this is another indication where there's a possibility of a black and white thing. Iowa's an all-white school, all-white team, and LSU was the majority of blacks. They had one or two white people on the team. And basically what it came down to, if it was reversed, would they allow that to happen? This all started with Caitlin Clark, who does a lot of trash talking. Sports in every level do a lot of trash talking. It's part of the game. It's part of sports. She was doing, you know, putting the hand on her face. I can't see you. I can't see you. And it got to the tournament that we just had. It just got out of hand. And when LSU, Angel Reese came upon and she just did this. I got a ring on my finger. What do you have and everything? Well, it's just trash talk. It's just part of sports. Caitlin Clark, to her credit, said, congratulations. I'm not bothered by it. And she did say that LSU deserves to be invited to the White House, not her team, not her school. And that's only right. So, you know, I know you meant well, Dr. Biden, and I will call you Dr. Biden because you are a doctor, but no, you just cannot invite a losing team to come to the White House. Why? I have a suggestion. Why don't you, Dr. Biden, visit Iowa, but don't let them come to the White House? That's my take. I'm just saying that. So Secret Servicemen, I'm just saying this, okay?
Well, one thing's for sure, I bet those girls had great food when they were eating good and not eating Burger King.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
That's what I think. You know, I mean, side. I couldn't understand that. Remember when those football plays, they went to the White House.
And it was probably a 2-for-1. You buy one, get one.
Come on, you're not gonna serve athletes Burger King. Athletes?
You voted for him.
I didn't. He did. Okay, Brian, thanks a lot, man. We'll catch you back here next week.
All right, everybody have a good one. Hope everybody stays safe. Enjoy.
All right, take care of yourself. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports with Sports Update, wrapping up his part of the 2020 feature. And so that's gone. 20 to the hour coming up. DJ Pete is going to be here. He has information on entertainment, reciting all of those birthdays of people of notoriety. And those of you who are just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And I'm Frank Allen. I'm going to be with you for the duration of this hour. And those of you who would like to join in conversation, feel free. You know, if you have anything to say about whatever we were saying here, feel free. We would love to talk to you. We would love to acknowledge you, and I would love to greet you personally. And so, you know, just do that. We're here for you. We're here for you. If you have any kind of some kind of thought about the program that you would like to see on the program, just do that. We're glad to have you aboard with that. It is Good Friday. As a matter of fact, let's cover the whole spectrum. It's Holy Week. Holy Week. You have Passover. You have Good Friday, and Easter is coming up. So we're covering the whole thing. You know, we don't want to miss out on anything. We're celebrating all of that. Passover, Easter, and Good Friday, all of that, all in one. And today, ladies and gentlemen, marks Good Friday. Okay, if you're going to join in the conversation, please make it a point to give us your weather forecast. We would love to hear from you on that. As a matter of fact, I neglected the weather forecast, so I'm going to do it right now for the New York area. Those of you who are living in New York don't have to worry about giving us yours, but here's what we have right now. 54 degrees presently, and it's going to be partly cloudy this morning, then becoming cloudy during the afternoon. We'll have a high 59 degrees. Winds will be northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour, and considerable cloudiness. We'll have a low for 36 degrees. That's for tonight. Winds will be north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Saturday, mostly cloudy skies, high 52, winds light and variable. Saturday night, you're going out on the town, a few clouds from time to time. We'll have a low 38 degrees, winds light and variable. And the outlook for Sunday, you're going out to church to show off your Easter bonnet and all of your good clothing that you wear for Easter, right? So how do you mind? You're going to go shopping for one day. Anyway, it looks pretty good. Partly cloudy skies, no rain in the forecast, high around 55 degrees, and winds will be east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And repeating the New York temperature, we have 54 degrees outside, and we're looking forward to that warm weather when it comes in, whenever it comes in. Okay, there you go. And that's what we have for you as far as that weather forecast is concerned. We've got it's 10:30, it's 10, well, here in New York it's 10:35. So it's 35 minutes past the hour, wherever you are. We've got another 25 minutes of show left, and we would hope that you stick around for that. We've got a lot to say about that. Excuse me, guys, while I shoot up. That's delicious. That's marvelous. Okay. Later on in the program, we are going to give you this is just before the show is over, as we told you earlier at the top of the hour. We're going to give you those movies that you love, direct from Turner Classic Movies. And I think these movies that you like, they're all coming your way. Now, a lot of you sit back on the weekend and you do a lot of things, whatever it is. And I'm pretty sure as the summer progressed, spring, we're spring now, but pretty soon we're into summer. As all of that progressed, the weather gets warmer and warmer. There's going to be more outdoor activities coming your way, and you may indulge in that. And then maybe, you know, at the end of the day or at night, somewhere along the way, you want to catch up on some movies. This is why we present these movies to you, because we want to add to your bucket list of new movies, what to watch, because I know there's a lot of great movies out there, and we want you to have them. We do that every week. And these are only my picks of the week, you know, my picks of the week. And I think you like them. When I pick them, I think, you know, today we only have one, but we'll give that to you. That's all coming your way later on in the program. You know, let's see, in Portland, Maine, DJ Pete just gave me his weather forecast. So in Portland, Maine right now, he has a high of 50 degrees outdoors. Overnight was 28 degrees. 28 degrees overnight, and winds out of the west at 23 miles per hour. Humidity is 32%. And that's what's happening. There's no rain in the forecast in Maine. That's my place of lobster, the best lobsters in the world. And send a few over, you know, when you can. You know, Maine is good for their lobsters, just like New Orleans is good for their gumbo, and New York is good for their pizza. So every state has something that they're famous for. And so we say to Maine, what is it that Charlotte is famous for? I'm not sure. I guess we're going to talk about that. Brian will give us that information. I don't know what Charlotte is good for. Maybe they're good for the weather or whatever, you know. So I want to say hello to all of you who have joined us coming in. And if you don't want to say anything, that's okay. That's okay. All you have to do is make your presence be known here each week. And we would love to engage you. We would love to greet you personally. But if you just care to sit back and relax, that's okay. Charlotte, North Carolina is known for their barbecue. So there you go. It makes a lot of sense. They're known for their barbecue. So like I said, every city has something going. And Chicago is known for pizza too, I think. So we had a toss up between who has the best pizza. Is the best pizza in Chicago or is the best pizza in New York? We have good pizza. Maybe, you know, they say, a lot of people say Chicago, they like Chicago pizza better than New York pizza. Some people say they like New York. I don't know one from the other. I haven't been to Chicago. I have never tasted Chicago pizza, so I really don't know about it. The other night, I had a dream I was in Chicago. Maybe I should have tasted some pizza while I was there in my dreams. But Everybody has their little niche. Everybody has their little niche going on. Okay, the weekend is coming up. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that? Ready or not? Because here it comes. You know, and the week went by so fast. It went by so fast. So whether you're ready or not, it's on its way. It's definitely on its way. And we of course look forward to the weekend, and hopefully your weather will cooperate. And we were talking about, you know, as the weather gets warmer, we were talking about doing some live outdoor broadcasting on the weekends, but we'll let you know more of that. We'll see if that materializes. We don't know if that's going to materialize yet, but we will let you know if that ever happens. But right now, we make a transition going from Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're going to drift over to Portland, Maine. We already had barbecue, so now we're going to get some lobster. And DJ Pete is on with us, and he has great information. And here he is, and he is going to give us entertainment news. And I look at his studios. He has some fantastic equipment there.
Yay. Good morning, Frank and Brian and everybody watching today. Just
I like that.
thought I'd show you my studio cam here.
I'm waving to everybody. That's great. How you doing today?
So I'm doing good here in Portland, and the weather is it's getting warmer every day here.
Yeah.
So I got a few names for this week here. We have born April 2nd, 1941, Dr. Demento. His real name, Barrett Eugene Hansen. He was an American radio broadcaster and record collector, specializing in novelty records, comedy, and strange and unusual recordings dating from the early days of phonograph records. He had his own radio show. I'm sure you might have heard it. A lot of people out there might have heard it years ago, decades ago now, actually. And it was on the Westwood One radio network there. Actually, in the earlier days of me listening to him, I found out that his radio shows were not live to the local station that I would hear him at. It was on a record, and they would ship that record out to stations to air whenever they could air it at. Kind of an interesting.
That's right. They did that. They did it on wax, like an album disc.
Yeah.
I remember when they used to do that.
Yeah, I remember listening to one day, and while he was talking, everything started skipping.
Now that's the downfall.
So downfall of records, yes, they can skip if you know what they are. But he like promoted people like Spike Jones and the City Slickers, Jimmy Durante, Rusty Warren, Nervous Norvis, Alan Sherman, Stan Freberg, Tom Lehrer, and Weird Al Yankovic. They had great funny tunes. He promoted that stuff all the time here. So happy birthday to him. Let's see. We also have born April 3rd, 1944, Tony Orlando. Remember Tony Orlando and Dawn?
Yep.
His name, Michael Anthony Orlando Cassavetes.
Yep.
It's a Greek name. American pop singer, best known for, like I said, Tony Orlando and Dawn. 1993 opened the Yellow Ribbon Music Theater in Branson, Missouri. Branson is apparently another like Las Vegas almost for entertainment, from what I hear. Never been there yet, but I hear it's an amazing place there. Had a great musical career, son of a Greek father and a Puerto Rican mother. And grew up, Union City, New Jersey, right down the road from you guys.
Yeah, he's
happy
one of our
birthday.
local boys. Yeah.
Yeah, so happy birthday to him. Born April 4th, 1913, McKinley Morganfield, also known as Muddy Waters, American blues singer, musician, important figure in the post-war blues scene here in the U.S., often cited as a father of modern Chicago blues. Great music from Muddy Waters. We actually had a blues club here in Portland a long time ago called Morganfields. And we would have a lot of I saw Matt Guitar Murphy there with his own band from the Blues Brothers once. It was a great place. Let's move on to Don Julian, April 7th, 1937, American R&B funk and soul singer later on, singer and guitarist, songwriter. He had sort of a doo-wop band in the 50s. What is one of his great songs here? Let me find it here. Don Julian and the Meadowlarks.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's where he's from.
Yeah, I used to play their records. Yeah.
Yeah. He had some pretty interesting songs. I can't remember them off the top of my head here, but it's fun music. Don Julian and the Meadowlarks. Check it out when you get a chance. And finally, I have Miss Billie Holiday, April 7th, 1915, American jazz and swing music singer, nicknamed Lady Day by her friends and her friend and music partner Lester Young.
Yeah.
She had the innovative influence on jazz and music and pop singing, a very unique vocal style. And sometimes, if you ever heard Billie Holiday sing, once in a while, you may hear another female singer today who sings in that of Billie's voice back then.
Yeah.
Ella Fitzgerald, another great one, but very different. Billie Holiday has a very unique voice in her singing.
Before Amy Winehouse died, and she recorded with Tony Bennett, she had that style like Billie Holiday.
Yes, she did. And what else do I have? Well, Sunday for our Jewish friends is Passover, I believe.
Yeah.
It's also for our Western Christian friends, Easter. But for the Eastern Christian friends, like myself, the Eastern Orthodox, it's Palm Sunday. So it's not much of a difference. We go on a different calendar than everybody else does. I'm not going to try to explain it to everyone because if you want to find out, look it up. And who are the Eastern Christians? They're sometimes called the Orthodox Christians: Greeks, Macedonians, Serbians, Russians, Ethiopians. Where else? Ukrainians, Georgians. That whole region of Europe and Asia is primarily Orthodox Christians there. And so our Holy Week starts this Saturday and goes right until a week after to our Sunday Easter service, 1 week later from everyone else. So, and that's all I got today.
Okay. Actor Russell Crowe is 59 years old today. Actor Jackie Chan is 69. Singer John Oates of Hall & Oates is 75. R&B singer Carol Douglas did that song back in the disco days called Doctor's Orders. That was a big hit. And I'm partial to her because she's a Brooklyn girl. She's 75 years old today. Film director Francis Ford Coppola is 84. The late David Frost would have been 84. American politician Jerry Brown is 85 today. So is the late Freddie Hubbard. He would have been 85 today, the trumpeter Freddie Hubbard. Charlie Thomas of the Drifters, formerly of the Drifters, he would have been 86. Singer Bobby Bear would have been 88 years old today. Actor Wayne Rogers of MASH. I think that's a TV version of MASH. He would have been 90 years old. James Garner, Maverick, he would have been 95 years old. And you all also mentioned Billie Holiday. She would have been 108. And composer Percy Faith with his big hit Theme from a Summer Place, he would have been 115 years old.
Those are pretty big ages for them.
Takes me longer to say 115 than the regular numbers of everybody who live like normally,
I don't know if I can think that high, Frank.
So what's happening on the radio scene?
So I'm changing my schedule on radio airwaves, but I will, let me see here. I will give you some information of what I am doing on WMPG. Let me find it here. Here we go. So let's see. Is that the right? Yeah, that button here. I'm on WMPG radio most every other Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. in Eastern Time. That's Eastern Time, USA and Canada, www.wmpg.org. You can find me on social media, DJ PJ. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter, I post a lot when I'm doing my radio shows, and you can find out when I'll be back on radio airwaves there. And that's what I got.
Okay. Hey, Pete, it's nice as usual to have you aboard with us, and hopefully we'll catch you back here. We hope we can keep that streak going. Catch you back here next week.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure about next Friday. I'm sure. I think I can make it next Friday, unless work comes up or something. But
We'll see.
but yeah, everything is going good up here in Portland, and hopefully I can come down to New York this year and hang out with you.
The greatest city in the world.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Pete. We'll catch you back here next week.
Take care. Have a good weekend.
Take care. DJ Pete, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, he's here and he brings us his part of the 2020 feature that he just wrapped up, entertainment news. And thank you, DJ Pete. And again, to all of you, happy Passover, Easter, and Good Friday, which is today. If you'd like to get in touch with me for any reason, that would be great. You can contact me by email or telephone. The email address is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com, or you can call me at 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. If you have something in mind about the show, you want to know more about the show, or you like to suggest something about the show, please contact us. Again, that email address, Frank Allen Prod. Allen is ALLAN, Prod is PROD, short for Productions. frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Okay, before we go, I wanted to hop on this, and I can't do it too long because we're running out of time. But last night when we were on the show, Talk Back Live, and we were talking about the Trump indictment. I call him 345/666 Beast Incarnate, but you can call him anything you want. You have my permission. Anyway, he was indicted. He was arrested and indicted on this past week. And as you already know, he didn't take any mug shots, no mug shots. He was just fingerprinted and then taken into the courtroom. And you've probably seen some of the images of him. And what I saw, of course, not being in the courtroom, I was limited to knowing what's going on in there. Only the news media were there, but they couldn't film it. They were able to take still shots, but they couldn't film it. And the limited amount of still shots that they had, they kind of posted that on TV or showed them on TV, displayed it, what have you. But what I saw a little man who normally is in control or thinks he has control or wants control of everything that he does, totally lost total control, because the judge at that particular point was the one that was in total control. This is a sad thing, because no one wants to be indicted for any reason. You don't want to see anyone be indicted for any reason. But with this guy, the beat goes on. Now, I thought the judge was a very fair man. I thought he was very fair. I thought he was very nice. And I've heard great stories about him, saying that he's a fair judge. He listens to everyone, and then he just takes his time and then makes his conclusions later on by fairness. And he was fair to this guy, and he told him, he says, hey, look, you know what? I'm slapping you on the wrist today. I'm going to send you home back to Florida. Go there, do your campaign, do whatever you have to do, but do not, please do not talk or bash the DA or the judge or put people in harm's way by your rhetoric. And then he let him go, and then he flew back to Florida, and he did a speech that night. And lo and behold, he did exactly what he was asked not to do. Now, when a judge of a court warns you, give you that kind of warning, and you come back to court with, in his case, it's going to be the 4th of December. He would be back to New York the 4th of December. However, he doesn't want to come back to New York. He wants another venue because he feels that he's not getting a fair trial here in New York. But if he comes back to New York, it may be a possibility, depending, because December is a long way off. And in between now and December, the rhetoric will build on and on and on, and the bashing of the judge and the DA and everyone involved will go on and on and on. This man can't help himself. It's going to go on and on and on. Now, when he comes back in December, he may say, you know, I told you not to do that, and you did it anyway. So what I'm going to do, or maybe someone will request the fact, well, we have the information here. We have tapes, we have videos, we have everything to prove to you that this is what he did. And the judge may say, okay, look, I've had it. You know, I'm going to give you a warning. This is the final thing I'm going to do for you. I am going to put a gag on you. I mean, you can go, but I'm going to gag you. And if you don't honor that gag order, then I'm going to bring you back again. And this time you're going to go in a slammer. I may put you in there for a day. And if you do it again, I'll put you in there for a week. And if you do it again, I'll put you in for a month and maybe a year or whatever, you know, because we got to realize that no one is above the law. And my prediction is, this is only my prediction, nobody else's. My prediction is that it's not going to be good for him, and he's not going to be president of the United States anymore. That's not, they're going to vote him out. That's not it. As a matter of fact, they should be a way where he shouldn't be able to run for any kind of official office ever again, ever. You know, and so you keep on talking, you keep on rapping, and you keep on bashing people, the DA and their wives and their children. You keep on doing it. Just keep on doing it. Let it go. Let it go from here on in. Just keep on doing it. A lot of people showed up for that occasion. Marjorie Taylor Greene showed up, but she wasn't there that long because they booed her very bad. She was there for maybe about 5 minutes on a bullhorn, and then they whisked her out of there because the people didn't like her. George Santos showed up. Now you got Lindsey Graham crying like a little baby, you know, asking for money, wants to send the money. We want to support this president. I want you to send me money to lindseygraham.com because we want to help out. This is unjust. And I would like to call him a television evangelist, a televised evangelist. You know, remember Jimmy Swagger when he got up there in front of all of those people, made an ass out of himself. He said, "Oh, I committed so many sins." He's crying, you know. That's what it reminds me of. That was what it reminds me of. And Lindsey Graham, I don't know what to say about Lindsey Graham. I mean, he's here one day and he's gone the next day. Remember when they were talking about when he was saying that I've had it. I can't support this guy anymore. And then 15 minutes later, he's back with them. Lindsey, you are a, I'll leave the blanks open to all of you to remember. Okay, movies, okay? I have one, and I'm gonna quickly do this. I have Casablanca, 1942 with Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. You can catch that on Turner Classic Movies, and that's Saturday, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. Please check it out. It's a nice movie. Of course, it's a classic. And he didn't say play it against Sam. He didn't say that. He says, if you can play it for her, you can play it for me. Anyway, that's on Turner Classic Movies. I hope you get a chance to enjoy it. And speaking of enjoying, I hope that you get a chance to enjoy your day and your weekend. I am going to be back here next Thursday for more talk on Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be with me on sports. And of course, I hope that you'll be here with me as well. In the meantime, I am going to be back here next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, for more of the coffee hour. Brian Camp, of course, with the 2020 feature, his first part of the 2020 feature, 20 after the hour with sports, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. 22 the hour, the second half of the 2020 feature. DJ Pete will be here, as you already seen him, and he will have entertainment of people of notoriety in the entertainment field and reciting all of those birthdays who are celebrating. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for me. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Happy Good Friday to you all, and a happy Easter and a great Passover to each and every one of you.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.